Good evening. This episode of the Intraday Price Action Recap is being brought to you by the Smart Money Manuscript. Hello, my name is Timothy Leroy Sr., and I'm the creator of the Smart Money Manuscript. But Tim, what is the Smart Money Manuscript? The Smart Money Manuscript is your roadmap to financial freedom. That's right, your roadmap to financial freedom. Inside, we're going to be discussing things for absolute beginners who never even heard of the stock market or don't know what the stock market is. We're going to teach what is the stock market, what is a stock, what is an index. We're going to teach all of that. We're going to talk about options. We're going to talk about futures. We're going to talk about fundamental analysis, technical analysis. Speaking of technical analysis, we're going to take a deep dive into the ICT concepts. We're going to discuss how to figure out how much you need as an individual to save for your personal retirement. We're going to talk about retirement portfolios. So if you want to be a long-term buy and hold investor, if you want to be a swing trader, if you want to be a day trader, if you want to trade stocks, if you want to trade options, if you want to trade futures, the Smart Money Manuscript is for you. It's dropping on August 6, 2025, which is my birthday and my youngest son. $69.09. $7.09 all year. Mark it, set it on the, and I'll see this. Good evening, everybody. Where everybody at? Let me see who we got up.
Me Lump here.
I see Lump. I see light skinned Deborah. My dog Sherwin in here. I know my dog Sherwin in here. We got Kim up in here. We got Here to Learn and Share up in here. Oh, I see Honey. What's going on, Tish? What's up there, everybody, man? Good evening. If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome, but I want to give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. Let me look at the, I ain't got my camera right. I can see some stuff I ain't supposed to be seeing. I got to get my camera right. Not going to be able to do it like I was trying to do it so I could let some air in here. All right, that's going to do it right there. That's going to be it. Right there. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Trying to get me a little ventilation along with my little fan. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, you're now in tune to another episode of the Price Action Recap. And as you saw in the handy dandy trailer that played beforehand, I did it all by myself, sitting right here, you know. And in a prior dispensation in time, I used to be a videographer, so I do okay when it comes to like recording stuff and taking pictures and graphic design and stuff like that. You know, I used to do that stuff back in the day. But yeah, the price is being brought to you by the Price Action Recap. If you don't know what the Price Action Recap is, I'm trying to get all my stuff on the right screen over here while I talk to y'all. If you don't know what Price Action Recap is, it is look, I see my dog Squirt. How Squirt get up here? What's going on? Squirt, my dog Squirt pulled up. What am I showing? Oh, because he had his camera on, so it thought he wanted to be on the screen. Okay. Let me see here. Is it the way that I can do it where it only show me, but other people Now I got to figure something out. Y'all know how I be doing. I got to figure out how to do it. Anybody who be running Zoom, how do it? How can I show just me on the YouTube side? Cause ain't nobody never turned their camera on before that I, you know what I'm saying, that I seen, and then it showed. Hold up. Google how ask Gemini how to only show presenter in Zoom. Host, how to show only host camera. That's what I want to say. Host camera on Zoom.
All we see is you, Tim. We don't see
No, I'm
nobody else.
saying when I was looking at the
All we see is you, Tim. We don't see no.
When I was looking at the YouTube side, when Squirt turned his video on, me and him was on the screen. So I was trying to figure out turn.
Oh yeah, I saw him. I saw him when he came up, but he probably turned it off.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm trying to figure out how, because I done been on Zooms before with people where everybody camera be on, but I can't see that. I can't see nobody but the person that's doing it.
Oh, okay. Well, I just don't pop mine out. I leave it tucked in the computer.
Yeah, it's a use and focus mode. Participants will see the host video and their own if they choose, while other participants' videos are hidden. Use a spotlight mode. Start a meeting as the host. Go to participant video you want to highlight. Click three dots, more options. Select spotlight for everyone. Participant will see the spotlighted host and other participants while other participant videos are hidden. To stop spotlighting, click the three, remove spotlight. All right. So where is that at? In the settings? Y'all be like, every time you get on here, Tim, you get caught up doing something besides talk about price.
But we stick around because we know we're gonna get something good. It'd be worth the little 2-3 minutes.
Where the set is, see, cause in the inside the Zoom, maybe I need to open up this right here. And go to like settings. Okay, settings. All right. It said go to what it said to go to. It said start a meeting. So tap more. Oh, that's inside the meeting. That's where I was. More, tap more, then focus mode. I don't see focus mode. It said tap start a meeting and tap more and go to focus mode. I don't see focus mode. Yeah, I don't. That I saw say I don't see focus mode. It said tap more and go to focus mode, but I don't see it. I'm on the meeting. I tap more, and it said go to focus mode, but I don't see focus mode. Hot tools, host tools. What I'm tripping on. Lock meeting, enable waiting room, hide profile pictures, screen share chat, rename themselves, start video, share doc, share the collab, set meter time, record to computer, allow participants to request to record computer request, host to suspend participant activity, share screen, start video. Enable wait room. Okay. That was all under host tools. And then that's it. Ain't no focus mode over there. I guess that's old news right there. Okay, let me ask Gemini again. Where is focus mode in Zoom? Where is focus mode in Zoom? Hey, the Smart Money manuscript dropping tomorrow, y'all. In meeting advance. All right. Meetings. In meeting. One window for video with an option. Pop option. Participants. Keep participants names visible. Okay. Separate windows for video and shared content. One window for video and option to pop out shared content tab. Keep participant names visible. Show meeting, show participants profile picture and chat. Keep controls visible, press. My video. Okay, participants video. Okay, show non-video participants. Maximum participants per screen. Wait a minute, what's this right here? Oh, when I do that, that take y'all away from that. I can't see y'all if y'all ain't got video on there. I can't see y'all. Okay. If I turn it off, I can't see y'all. I don't see none of that. Show me as an active speaker when I talk. Oh, show me as an act. Oh, okay. When I turn that off, hide your own video from gallery. Okay. I don't even see focus mode in here. This gonna drive me crazy. Oh, advanced. All right. Optimize income. Okay. Enable stop incoming. Enable stop incoming video features. This setting allows you to stop all participants' videos at once. Wait a minute. Enable stop incoming video features. This setting allows you to stop all participants' videos. Is that it right there? Somebody turn the camera on. Let me see what happened. Let me see if it put y'all up there. What's going on, Empire Traders? Somebody turn the camera on. Let me see if that fixed it. If that stopped it. For real. For real, he do. Somebody turn their camera on. Let me see if that stopped it from that little setting I just changed. Now ain't nobody gonna turn. Okay. All right. Nope, that ain't stopping because I see John. I saw John pop up there. I can't find that focus mode. It ain't no focus mode in here. All right. Okay. Screen share. When others share, scale to fit. See, okay. Windows choose. Show green borders. Okay. Share button behavior. Now, I'm about to try to figure it out another time. I ain't gonna hold it up. I ain't gonna hold it up forever this time. Looking for it. I ain't gonna hold it up forever this time looking for it. We're gonna go ahead and get into it, man. Hey man, the Smart Money manuscript dropping tomorrow, man. Who ready for the Smart Money manuscript? If you ready for the Smart Money manuscript, put a one in the chat. If you ready for the Smart Money manuscript. Let me ask you a question. Right. I see a few ones, right? I see a few ones, right? What do you expect to get from the Smart Money manuscript? Do you expect to get something that's going to transform you into a super day trader after you go through it? You know what I'm saying? You binge watch it like Netflix, and you just binge watch all the videos, and then when you get done, your mind is going to be full of all this knowledge, and you're going to be this super day trader. Mm. Do is that what you expect from the Smart Money manuscript? Somebody said both concepts and specific information that I can utilize for another stream of income. All right. That's good. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Right. There is no such thing. Let me repeat. There is no such thing. I'm gonna repeat it one more time for the people all the way in the back. There is no such thing as one course that's going to transform you into this super trader and this super investor. Right. You know what makes you a consistently profitable trader and investor? Who knows what makes you a consistently profitable trader and investor? Who can tell me? Right. If you're on YouTube, I got a link pinned to the top of the chat. To come on Zoom. To come hang out on Zoom so that you can unmute and talk. You know what I'm saying? But who can tell me what makes you what's going to make you a consistently profitable trader or investor?
What's going to make you putting in the work?
You feel me? You feel me? if y'all ain't hear what John said putting in the work, doing it is what's going to make you a consistently profitable trader or investor, because you can learn something, right? But if you don't go out there and put in the reps, how good are you going to be at it? All right. Any sports team, right? Any sports team, they practice far more than they play. Far more. They practice way more than they play. Any sports team, right? Anything you can think about where it's a competitive thing, and trading is a competitive thing, right? It's a competitive thing. Tim, why you say it's competitive? Because as a trader, it's you versus you every day. It's you versus your emotions every single day. Is that my youngest? Who's that? Christopher. What that? What that? I know I just heard my door open, and I ain't nobody talking. Y'all hold on. Probably got headphones on. What's that? Well, long if your sister sent that card to the wrong house, or somebody done stole that, it done came up on them some money on. It done came up on them some money on.
So she said cash?
Yeah, she sent Chris some money. She said she was like, did Chris get his card? I sent him $100. I said, ain't no card came here. She said, man, I sent that out on Tuesday. They sent it to the wrong place. Cause she like, man, I think that card done got lost or stolen.
Yeah, somebody got them some free money.
Oh yeah. Why you got to do it electronic, baby. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, man. Hey, the Smart Money Manuscript it's a one-stop shop for, like, if y'all look on my channel, y'all see I got like a heap of videos, right? I primarily live stream, and my live streams be like this. They be all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I go left, I go right. They be like 2-3 hours long, right? And it's like it take a lot to go back and look through these live streams and find the gems. You know what I'm saying? It take a lot to go back and look through the live streams to find the actual content you want to look at. Right? So what the Smart Money Manuscript is a one-stop shop where it's going from the beginning to the end. It's the educational part of everything that I do. Right? Now, anybody who know anything about, you know what I'm saying, what I do, I always stress the fact that once you learn this, you got to figure out how to apply it. You know what I'm saying? And figuring out how to apply it is the doing. That's when you go in there and do it, right? That's why, you know, me and the gang, we do tape reading, right? We got scheduled tape reading. We may do some pop-up tape reading. We got Q&As. You know what I'm saying? It's the mentoring, right? I don't like to call myself a mentor, right? But it's the mentoring part of it where you can get that one-on-one time and you can ask your specific questions to help you understand it the way you need to internalize it, right? Because the way it's being taught or the way it's being explained in the lesson may not make it click for you, right? And then when you're going through doing your studying, you're doing your studying from an aspect of, man, is this right? Is this, and it takes you longer to get that confidence, right? But you know, everybody don't need that one-on-one time. Some people just can get it just off of look at it, boom, it makes sense. I can go back, I can study it, I can rehearse it, I can practice it, and they good, right? So that's what the Smart Money Manuscript is. You get it's actually set up as a course. Everything else that all the other times I talked about this information on my channel, it has not been set up as a course, right? It has not been set up as a course. But with the Smart Money Manuscript, it's actually set up as a course. Okay. So when you, and it's through WAP, right? So it's not through YouTube. So like all the previous times that I've spoke on these, anything, it can be ICT concepts, it can be regular stock market stuff. Anytime that I've spoken about anything dealing with the stock market, it's always been via YouTube. You go to my YouTube channel, you look at the playlist, you look at the videos, and that's it. With the Smart Money Manuscript, you it's a course, and you see here it says intro, right? You got the intro. Now, initially when I first started setting up, WAP had a feature that you had to finish this welcome before you can go on to budgeting. And then before you can take the budgeting quiz, you had to make sure you finish welcome, and you had to finish the budgeting video, right? In the midst of me working on this, they took that feature away. I don't know why. They said they don't know if it's ever coming back. So now, and the reason why I had it like that is because I don't want people to do what I always do. Skip the boring stuff and jump all the way down to the fun stuff. I'm going to jump to the fun stuff, right? But hold on. You locked your brother out, son? See, here's the thing. See, here's the thing. How was school? You said don't like it? The adventures of Super Dad don't stop. Y'all feel me? Y'all gang, y'all already know. Y'all already know how it is, man. But so the way it's designed now is, right, in order for me to kind of help guide you in going through the individual modules and chapters, right? When you initially sign up, you will have access to the intro and phase 1, right? There's three chapters in phase 1. You got budget, you got budgeting, you got a budgeting quiz, you got banking, you got a banking quiz, you got taxes, you got a taxes quiz, right? So you got 3 chapters in phase 1. So now I got it designed where when you sign up, you have access to phase 1, and then 4 days after you sign up, you'll get access to phase 2. All right. Let me do this right here. Right. So you'll get access to phase 2 4 days later, right? Then phase 2 has 4 chapters. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Phase 2 has 4 chapters. So, and then 8 days after you sign up, you'll have access to phase 3. And then 13 days after you sign up, you'll have access to phase 4. So, in essence, what I did, right? And I don't advise this for anybody. I don't advise you to try to go run through it and do a chapter a day, right? I don't advise it because Some of the stuff you may be able to do a chapter a day and be able to digest it and study it. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff won't even require any back testing, but most of it's going to take some back testing and researching, right? Especially when you talk about things like fundamental analysis, right? Fundamental analysis, you can do research on companies forever, right? So there's no way for you to dive into fundamental analysis, right? Let's do this right here. Let's do a little sneak peek, and we're gonna talk about the intro to fundamental analysis. This is something that you'll get access to in phase 2, right? Let's do this right here. Let me know if y'all can hear this. Hello, everyone. In today's lecture, we're going to be discussing fundamental analysis. Can y'all hear that? Now, fundamental analysis is very important if you are a long-term investor or a long-term trader.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Day traders, fundamental analysis don't hold as much weight on your trading strategy, but it's still important information to know. Now, for those who don't know, I am not a licensed financial advisor, so disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into today's lecture. Here's a quick overview of what we'll be discussing today. We're going to be understanding fundamental analysis and its importance. We're going to look at key economic factors influencing assets values. We're going to look at assessing asset valuation and market opportunities. We're going to discuss common financial matrix and their meanings. And we're going to look at a few tools available for conducting fundamental analysis. What is fundamental analysis? Fundamental analysis is a method of examining macro and microeconomic factors that will affect the perceived value of an asset, meaning this is what the company should be worth, or this is what the asset should be worth based off of key economic factors. Now, what are these economic factors? The macroeconomic factors are factors that are outside of the company. It has nothing to do with the company itself. Macroeconomic factors are things like the state of the economy, meaning is there a recession? Is the economy doing good? Is the economy doing bad? Can people afford to spend their money with this company? What is the state of the economy? Things like industry conditions. Is the market rewarding this industry? Meaning, can you see money moving into a certain industry? Can you see money coming out of a certain industry in the market as a whole? Are there industry specific challenges for this asset, meaning like supply chains issues that affect this industry, or tariffs that affect this industry, good or bad? You're looking at things outside of the company that affect the company and its overall value. Now, microeconomic factors are things dealing directly with the company itself, like their financial sheets. Is the company making money? Is the company losing money? Is the company investing into research and development? Do they have any patents that's particular to them? Do they have anything that nobody else have? What makes them stand out? What's their moat? What separates them from the competition? What do they have specifically that's an asset to them that no one else has? How effective is their leadership? Do they got good leadership? Do they have poor leadership? Is their leadership visionaries that can move the company forward? Things like this. These are the microeconomics, the things that deal directly with the company itself. Now, why should we use fundamental analysis? Because we want to be able to determine an asset's fair market value. We want to determine if the asset is overvalued or undervalued. And the way you do that is by utilizing certain matrices. Here are two common terms that you will hear all the time that's used to determine the value of a company: the PE ratio and the EPS. The PE ratio is the price to earnings ratio. This is the ratio for value in a company that measures the current share price relative to its per earnings share. So to get the PE ratio, you take the market value per share and divide it by the earnings per share, and that'll give you the PE ratio. Now, the earnings per share is calculated as the company's profit divided by the outstanding shares of the company's stock. So you take the profit after all the bills are paid and then divide it by how many outstanding shares they have, and that'll give you the EPS. And the earnings per share, it indicates how much money the company makes for each share of stock. And the higher the EPS indicates greater value because investors are willing to pay more for this company shares. Here are some tools that'll help you do some fundamental analysis. But out of all of these, the most important, in my opinion, is the investor relations page. Every company that's publicly traded has an investor relations page, right? You can learn about their leadership, you can look at their financials, and the way you get to their public relations page is just you Google search the company's name plus investor relations. And if you type in, just say AMD investor relations, it'll take you to the link for the AMD investor relations page. And that's where you can find all of the information you need about the company, their financial statements, what they're doing, their leadership. This is the number one tool that you want to use when you want to try to determine the value of a company. This is your one-stop shop for everything. Let's quickly go over how to get to the investor relations page for any company. Now you want to do a Google search for, like I said, the company name plus investor relations. So we'll just go Apple investor relations, right? And you see it populates there. You click and you see the first one here that pops up. It's investorrelations.apple.com. If you go to that page, this is the investor relations page for Apple, and every publicly traded company has one of these. Now on here you can go and you can see their stock prices, stock price, and it shows you how much the current value of it is right now. SEC filings, this is where you get the financial reports. These are like the 8Ks, the 10Qs. The 10Qs, these are quarterly financial reports. This is where you go and get all of the financial information you need on Apple. This is how you see how much the company is making, how much they're spending, what they're spending money on. That's what their financial filing reports are for. This is where you go and find out information about their leadership, like Tim Cook, he's the current CEO. You go and find out who their leadership is. This is how you find out everything about the company. This is your one-stop shop for every company that's publicly traded. Now, all the different companies, their investor relations page are going to look different. The layout is going to be different, but you want to look for the SEC filings, the leadership, just other information about the company. Everything you need to know about the company is on their investor relations page. And that brings us to the end of today's lecture. Now, keep in mind, this was just a very brief introduction to what fundamental analysis is, just something to put you on the path of how to start to find this information to take a deep dive into the companies that you are interested in investing in or trading. I'll see you in the next lecture. All right. And then start quiz. All right, so here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? What is fundamental analysis? A method of examining a marketplace to find the perceived value of an asset. B, a method of examining charts to find the perceived value of. Why does that say the same thing twice? I'm glad I'm doing this because it's got the same thing twice over there. It's got the same thing twice. I need to change one of them. A method of examining. Oh, it don't say the same thing. It say two different things. a method of examining a marketplace to find the perceived value of an asset, the method of examining charts to find the perceived value of an asset, a method of examining macro and microeconomic factors that will affect the perceived value of an asset, or none of the above.
C.
C. Everybody agree with that? C. Everybody agree with that? Okay, I see a C in the chat. I see yes. Okay, all right. Third answer. All right. Macroeconomic factors include A, state of the economy, B, industry conditions, C, both A and B, D, none of the above. Well, we ain't nobody saying that.
Yeah. I put C in the chat.
Oh, you put C in the chat. Well, we C? Does everybody agree with C? Oh, okay. I see a C. I see an A. I saw an A over there. That's why I was like, what's name? Somebody, I see somebody said micro is none of the above. Somebody said A, and somebody said C. We got what we gonna go with? We got three different answers. Somebody said A. Somebody said, wait, I read that as macro. I see, I need this course. Okay. So now I got two none of the aboves. I got a B. What we gonna go with? Since we got two none of the aboves, we going with none of the above. Because we got somebody changed from A to B. We got somebody who changed from C to I need this course. And then we got two D's. So are we sticking with D? Going once? Going twice? All right. We stick with D. I am. Okay. Okay. We sticking with D. Okay. Fundamental analysis can help you determine if an asset is overvalued or undervalued. True or false? Okay. I see four truths. Four truths. All right, so we'll just go with true because it was like everybody went true, 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 true. It was four truths. I don't see any opposition to that. Earnings per share is calculated as a company's market value per share divided by the EPS of the company. True or false? I see a false. I see a true. I see another true. I see another true. All right. I see another true. Look like the trues outweighing the false. We're going true. All right. Got one false and 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that 4 trues and 1 false? All right. 5. Where can information about a company's leader, financials, and future plans be found? Snoops.com, investor relations page, Investopedia homepage, or none of the above? I see a B. I see 2 B's. I see investor relations Snoops is hilarious. I see it. Okay. I see everybody going with B. No opposition to that. So we're going to go with B. Okay. Run over. My teacher always say before you submit anything, go back over your answers. Right. So for question 1, where we said, what is fundamental analysis? Everybody agreed that is a method. C, a method of examining macro and microeconomic factors that will affect the perceived value of an asset. Do we want to change that? Yes or no? Y or N? Y or N? Do we want to change it? Yes or no? All right. We're not changing it. All right. Number 2, microeconomic factors include, we said none of the above. It was state of the economy, industry conditions, both A and B, none of the above, right? Do we want to change that? Okay, we're not changed. Uh-oh, somebody said yes, they want to change that. John said he want to change that. Kid Learn the Chef said keep it. All right. Any other changers or keepers? John don't like no on the micro. John don't like no. John, hey, we ain't got enough to overrule. We only got one change, one keep, and before it was like an overwhelming D. So we gonna stick with D. All right. Number 3, fundamental analysis can help you determine if an asset is overvalued or undervalued. True. Are we keeping that or are we changing it? All right. I'll do it like this. If you don't want to change it, I'll just wait like 5 seconds. And if I don't see nothing, we'll just move on. Right. So y'all ain't got to keep typing. Okay. All right. So we're going to keep that. And then hold up. I'm checking, make sure I ain't nobody. All right. Okay. All right. Earnings per share is calculated as a company's market value per share divided by the EPS of the company. We put true. Do we want to change that? Up. Somebody said change. I saw a change before. We had overwhelming true on that last time, and somebody said change. We got one person say change. Anybody else want to change? We had overwhelming on the true, and now we got one person say change. One ain't enough to change it. Do we got anybody else? Going once. Going twice. Wait a minute. Earl just said change it. Steve said change it. Okay. We got to overturn. We changing this to false. We changed that to false. We got to overturn on that one. All right. And where can information about a company's leader, financials, and future plans be found? We said investor relations page. All right. I don't see anybody saying change anything. I see a keep. I see a keep, but I don't see anybody talk about changing it. All right. Drum roll, please. Somebody give me a drum roll. Submit. Congratulations, you passed. Your grade is 100%. Keep up the hard work. Very, very good. Very, very good. Right. So y'all passed the intro to fundamental quiz, right? And here's your what's the name here? Like, if you look at the quizzes are the quiz. I tried to keep the quizzes simple, and it's coming directly from the lesson. Let me look here. Let me open browse. I'm sorry, y'all. This is impromptu. I wasn't planning on doing this right here, but okay, intro to fundamentals. Okay, so if you look here, right, this is the behind the scenes. See right there, it says unlock 4 days after course starts, because it's, you know what I'm saying, I can't have it where you can go through at your own pace and like, but it's guided by what you finish. So I put at least 1 day per chapter, right? So if we come here, right, what was question 1? What is fundamental analysis, right? A method of examining macro and microeconomic factors that will affect the perceived value of an asset, right there, right? Shelf thing. What is fun? Number 2, it says microeconomic factors include, right? And it says state of the economy and industry conditions. This was a trick question, right? Because this is something that you saw in this chart, and I mean in the presentation. But the one key thing is the question says microeconomics, and what's there, state of the economy and industry conditions, and both A and that's macroeconomics. That was a trick question. That one there tripped y'all up. It tripped y'all up, right? And somebody was holding y'all down strong. I think it was John or Earl. I think it was Earl. Somebody was holding y'all down strong. No, micro is none of them. No, it's none of them. He holding y'all down strong. All right. Fundamental analysis can help you determine if an asset is overvalued, right? Right there. Determine if an asset is overvalued or undervalued. You know what I'm saying? Why use fundamental analysis? Right there. Earnings per share is calculated as the company's market. This one right here, this was your clue right here that this was false, right? Because it says the earnings per share is calculated by is calculated as the company's market value per share divided by the earnings per share. You see what I'm saying? That was your clue right there that this was false, right? Because you're not going to get the earnings per share if you take the market value. You can't divide it by the earnings per share because you don't know the earnings per share yet, right? That was your clue right there. That's your EPS, right? Over here. Okay, so your PE, right? Your PE ratio is the value of a company. I mean, that it's like the current read, Tim. It's the current share price relative to its shares per earning, or your EPS, right? And then the earnings per share is calculated by the profits divided by outstanding shares of common stock. You see what I'm saying? So that earnings per share is the company market value divided by the earnings per share. That lets you know that EPS right there. That's what lets you know that, hey, that's false, because you can't divide it by the EPS and get the EPS. Okay. And then where y'all went through that with flying colors. Where can you find about the leadership financials, all of that? And that was at the investor relations page right there, right? leadership, financials, investments, and future plans. Leadership, financials, and future plans, right there. Right. So try to keep the quiz is simple and based off of what's in the actual slides. But like I was saying, this is something like, even though a lot of it you can go through, right? A lot of it you can go through and like one day and be like, okay, I got that, right? I got that. Right. But when you really are, you know what I'm saying, if you are a long-term investor or a swing trader or somebody, you know what I'm saying, somebody that really is really into fundamental analysis, right? When you doing research on a company, right, you can go down rabbit hole investigating these people, right? You come in and then go out there and ask Gemini or Chat GPT or whatever you call it about these people. Then you go down a rabbit hole of like what they doing, where they come from, are they good at their job, what they did for other companies, what they doing. You can find out, you looking for like all the information about the leadership. You know what I'm saying? You can go down the rabbit hole for like ever trying to figure out, are they good leadership? Okay. When you go into the SEC filings, right? You look at your right here. This is the latest quarterly report right here that came out in August. It came out on August the 1st, right? So you come into your quarterly report. We just look at a PDF version of it, right? You come into the quarterly report, and my old eyes can't see that. So we're gonna try to blow this up a little bit, right? And then looking at the 10Q, and you see what I'm saying? It lets you know like all the financial information about it. So you go through, they got a table of contents. Okay, get out of here. Right? They got a table of contents here, and you just go through and look at, read through the whole thing to get, so you don't skip nothing, but you can just jump through and go to, you know what I'm saying, specific spots you want to go to. You know what I'm saying? Like risk factors, right? We go down to risk factors, and it lets you know, right, what are some risk factors for this company? What do they see as headwinds? You know what I'm saying? What do they see as headwinds for this company? What's potential issues for them? Right? That's right here inside they what's name. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything you need to know about this company. And then, you know what I'm saying, when you get down to like the nitty-gritty, you just want to see like, hey, what's the dollars and cents about the company, right? You go in and you look at, you just go to like the I just want to see the financial stuff, right? And you just go to the financial stuff and you just look at what's their bottom line. But my thing is like, when I used to be really deep diving into researching companies, I would just go through and read through the entire thing, right? I would go through and read through the entire thing. They got stuff here about legal proceedings, right? They got stuff here about legal proceedings, something about a Department of Justice lawsuit, right? On March 21st, 2024, the DOJ, and a number of states and filed a civil antitrust lawsuit in the U.S. Talk about when they got like the antitrust thing against them, and it was like with Epic Games or whoever, right? Other legal proceedings. It let you know what's going on with the company. You be like, hey, I don't know if I want to invest right now because they facing this big lawsuit. And now let me tell you another thing about that. When it comes to like lawsuits, right? Here's a gem on top of a gem. If a company is facing legal procedures, right? Legal proceedings, and they don't know anything, that's bad for the company stock price. But if they get a ruling, that's good for the company stock price. Even if the ruling is bad against them, that's good for their stock price, because now they know exactly how much they got to pay. So now that's priced in. You know what I'm saying? So if they got something hanging over their head and it's in limbo, that is not too good for the stock price. But if companies get sued all the time, if they got a ruling, that's good for the stock price. You see what I'm saying? But stuff like this right here, it's like you can spend forever going through your different companies, looking at their their SEC filings, right? They got all kind of different SEC filings, you know what I'm saying, for everything. But everything you want to know about the company is going to be in all of their SEC filings and on the investor relations page. All right. And also with the investor relations page, this is where you can come and listen to their earnings reports, right? So if you that's one thing I didn't mention in the what's the name, but if you like on TradingView, let's go to Apple since we're using Apple, right? Is it APPL? AAPL. I only be typing NASDAQ. So, all right, earnings, right? Apple earnings. Well, it was on the 31st. Okay, earnings, their last earnings was on the 31st. Yeah, it was on July 31st. So their next earnings is on October 23rd. So on October 23rd, you can come to, if you know what I'm saying, want to invest in Apple, you can come to their investor relations page and it'll be a way for you to listen to their live earnings report. Apple reports after the market. You know what I'm saying? They'll have a time and everything. They report after the market. It might be like 4:30, 4:45, whatever, but it'll be on here. And you can come on here and you can listen to their earnings report where they go through and they tell you everything. Well, they ain't gonna tell you everything, but they tell you, you know what I'm saying? They give you the prepared speech based off of their earnings, what they doing in the future. Whenever you hear people talk about they missed on earnings or Apple announced this or this right here, you can come and listen to it for yourself. You see what I'm saying? So, and like I say, that's why I say it ain't something that you could just rush through and be like, oh, I'm the greatest at it, because a lot of people don't know how to get to the investor relations page. A lot of people don't know what earnings per share is. A lot of people don't know what fundamental analysis is. So once you look at this module and get an introduction to what fundamental analysis is, and you've been given a couple tools on how to go and do a deeper dive into it, right? Now you got tools to go out and start doing this research on your own to figure out, is this a company that I want to invest in? Because at the end of the day, it's all about the bottom line. You go through their financials and see if they're making more money than they're losing. Are they putting a lot of money into R&D? That's research and development. A lot of big companies may not be putting a lot of money into R&D. A lot of big companies, you might want to see if they're doing it, how much money they're putting into acquisitions, right? And acquisitions is a big company like Apple going and buying somebody who's like very good at doing this one thing. So they go buy that company instead of putting money into research and development. Are they doing any acquisitions? Are they buying companies with this new technology that's going to help take Apple to the next level? You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff is going to be in there. That's kind of information you want to know when you're investing in a company. You know what I'm saying? I know I droned on a lot about that, but is, like I say, there's no such thing as one course that's going to teach you everything, but it's designed to put you on the playing field, nice bite-sized chunks, give you the information and let you go out and make it do what it do. Go out and make it do what it do. Now, don't ask me how I logged in and it did it the right way that time. Don't ask me how. I logged in and it did it the right way and let me play the let y'all remember before when I was trying to do the quiz and it wouldn't let me do the quiz, right? The first time I opened it up, I said, oh, it's gonna let me do it. That's why I went ahead and went through it, right? And then they see when I open it up again, it was looking like the behind, like the back thing. It was, you know what I'm saying? Like it says unlocks in 4 days. It's like the behind the scenes when I'm editing it and stuff like that. And you see it's got like a save button up here. It, like all of that wasn't there before. Don't ask me how it did what it did. Maybe because, you know what I'm saying, I had signed up myself for it that day when I was trying to get y'all to do it. But anyway, off of that, Nope, I just checked. She texted me talking some still no mail. Nope. Just checked. Yep, you out of 100. She told some. I just told man it looked like I'm out of 100. All right, y'all. Did Price do anything today that caught you off guard? Right. What y'all think about that? Y'all think that's cool? The what we just went through, the layout of the Smart Money manuscript. Y'all think that's cool? If y'all think that's cool, yeah, put yeah, that's nice in the chat. If you think it sucked, put drawing board. Put drawing board, mean go back to the drawing board, Jim. Did Price do anything today that caught anybody off guard? If Price did something today that caught you off guard, you know what I'm saying? There's a link pinned to the top of the chat in YouTube. Somebody said exceeds expectations. I appreciate that. I wanted to try to exceed expectations, right? And for those that didn't see the promo video, the Smart Money manuscript is $69.99, right? If you if you already sent out the information to the gang, right? I sent out the information to the gang. Like I told y'all, gang, no pressure, right? Tomorrow my birthday, it'll be a nice birthday gift, but I already sent out all the stuff that y'all need to square you away. You know what I'm saying? The choice is yours. You can do it this or you can do it that. You can do it this or you can do it that. You know what I'm saying? Nice birthday gift for your boy. You feel me? A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into that. Hey, it's a link pinned to the chat. If you was watching Price today and Price caught you off guard, you was like, man, I thought we was fun to rally to all-time highs and we didn't. You know what I'm saying? Or you've been like, man, I thought we was just fun to tank and we didn't. If Price did something you ain't expect, click on the link that's pinned to the top of the chat, pull up inside the Zoom, unmute and say, hey, Tim, hey, man, hey, I was expecting this. Hey, can you look at this with me? Help me figure out what I missed in Price, so the next time I know what to look for, right? And while we waiting to see if anybody pull up like that, we're going to look at the price action. And as we see here, this is today's candle, right? We had a pretty nice down close day, right? Pretty nice size down close day. It wasn't as large as Friday or Monday, right? But it was still a pretty nice size day, right? Friday was crazy to the downside. Monday was crazy to the upside, right? We came back up into that premium as we stated, right? Remember yesterday we was talking about in the sense of the new bearish dealing range, the new sell program we had created, right? We talked about this yesterday. The sell program that we had created, we said Monday that we traded back up into the premium, as you know, from the highest high to the lowest low of the dealing range. 50% is equilibrium. Below 50%, that's a discount. Above 50%, that's a premium. If you have a sell program, right? Once you put in the bottom of that dealing range, you want to see price retrace back to the premium to get an opportunity to sell, right? Today, it just so happened, right? I mean, Monday, we went back to a premium. And then today, we manipulated out buy side above yesterday's candle and then retraced back down. Look like that's roughly halfway. Let's see. Look at that. That calibrated, I still working, baby. Came right back down, right there to equilibrium of yesterday's dealing range, right there. Right? Came back down. So we expanded up, going back to a premium, manipulated out some buy side, and then came back down. Okay. Now, like we said, overall price is in a buy program. Okay. So if you're in a buy program for the larger time frame, we don't try to pick tops. We're not trying to say, hey, we're going to sell off forever, right? We just trade on the lower time frames in accordance to if we're in a buy or sell program, depending on how high of a time frame that you're looking at, right? On yesterday, we said we're coming into a new week, right? And as we discussed yesterday and many days before, when you're coming into a new week, right, the algorithm has already set up a dealing range for you. Ain't even got to figure out, man, how do I figure out a dealing range? Tim said, what Tim said now? He said, if you take out buy side, and if what he said now, it's already one pre-made for you, an algorithmic dispensation of time of a week. We got a weekly high right there. We got a weekly low right there. But Tim, why do you say that? Because this is Friday, this is Thursday, this is Wednesday, this is Monday, this is Tuesday of last week. This is the highest price went last week. This is the lowest price went last week. So if you're coming into a new week, which is this day right here, right? All you got to do, look at the highest high from last week and the lowest low from last week. And that's your dealing range for the week that you look to trade inside of, right? And once you see that the dealing range is established, then you ask yourself, hey, what type of dealing range is it? Is it a bullish or bearish dealing range? Then you look and say, hey, this is a bearish dealing range because we opened up the week and we traded up, right? And then we traded down and closed down here, right? So based off of our old friend, who knows this friend right here? Do anybody know who that is right there? If you don't know who this is right here, put an N in the chat or say, I don't know who that is. Put an N in the chat or say, I don't know who that is.
AMD.
AMD this is the noun, the person, place, or thing, the power of 3. This is made up of AMD. This is the verb. That's accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, right? In the sense of the markets, this right here is the bread and butter. The power of 3 is the bread and butter. Accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Because we opened up here last week, right? Traded around here for a little while. That's accumulating, right? Consolidating, accumulating, acquiring, generating, engineering, right? And then we went up, right? And then we took off to the downside and we closed off the low, right? So that's an accumulation, manipulation, and distribution to the downside. So that's a bearish dealing range, right? So now if you got a bearish dealing range, that means that even though in the overall arching theme of the market, we're in a buy program for the short term of last week, the market has switched to a sell program. So if you're in a sell program, right, where do you want to sell? In a discount or a premium, right? You want to sell in a premium. So if you're in a sell program, right, you're going to be looking for the algorithm to reprice back to at least fair value, which is equilibrium, preferably a premium. And looking at the weekly time frame, right, when we get back to the premium, based off of our old friend, the PD array matrix, right, as we see when we come back up to equilibrium, right, we see that the algorithm is going to seek out a mitigation block. It's going to look for a mitigation block, look for a breaker, look for a fair value gap, look for an order block, look for a rejection block, look for an old high. This is the order that it's going to seek out the PD arrays as it's going back up into a premium to offer a area to sell. right? This is the order it's going to look for it in, right? This is an order operations, right? And we all know that in very high resistance conditions, we anticipate price to reach the farthest in the price swing, right? In the price swing. So looking at this weekly chart, as we come back above equilibrium, right, we quickly see that, yes, there is a little fair value gap right there. We do have a small fair value gap there, right? And then above that fair value gap, we have a bearish order block right here, okay? All right, so we got a bearish order block on the weekly time frame. We got a small fair value gap on there. So we have a reason for the weekly chart to come back up here, right? We got a order block, right? We got a fair value gap. There's a reason for it to come up here. And then we stretched all the way back up here on Monday, and we traded into this very little fair value gap right there, right? We traded into that very little fair value gap right there, okay, on Monday. And then on Tuesday, right, y'all know it's going to drive me crazy. I got to get the right thing on there. All right. So we trade into that very little fair value gap there. We stretch this up, and look how beautifully we went to consequent encroachment, right? Just poked above consequent encroachment just a little bit and closed below it, right? This fair value gap. Now, we traded back up to that fair value gap right there, okay? And then when you're bearish, right, this is a very strong candle right there. People look at this and be like, oh, that's a strong bullish candle right there. We finna go to that high right there, right? We about to go straight to that high, right? So when you're bearish, what do you want to see price do before you start looking for opportunity to sell after coming back to a premium? You want to see it manipulate, right? You want to see it manipulate. And so we open up today, and what do? We poke above that high right there, manipulating out buy side right there, tricking traders that want to break out and trade to that high because it's such a big, oh, look at the boner candle. That's a boner candle. Oh, look at the buying pressure. Oh, we're going to the moon, right? As soon as we trade up above that high, they're buying, trying to get back to that high right there. But guess what? You've just been duped. Tricked them in, manipulated out buy side, and then where else did it go? Right? Remember this down close candle here we was talking about there? Remember that down close candle there? What did we say that down close candle was? We said that down close candle was a bearish order block, all right? Where do you want to see the sensitivity of any order block? In the wick, right? If it's exceedingly bearish or exceedingly bullish, you want to see the sensitivity in that wick, right? So for the bearish order block, that's the low to the open, right? For a bullish order block, that would be from the high to the open, right? That's where you want to see that sensitivity if it's like exceedingly bearish, right? So this move up right here, and let's go in here. Let's take a deep dive into this. I'm gonna chop off today's price action for a second, right? And then we're gonna take a deep dive and we're gonna go into like a 5-minute chart for a second, right? And the reason why I'm going into this 5-minute chart, right, is to see right here. This is 435, right? And this is 455 right there. This is the last candle of the futures trading day, right? And look where we closed at. We closed right here, right? We closed right there. We closed so close to the top, right? And if you look here, right, If you look here, price expanded up, traded back down to a fair value gap and a new day opening gap, expanded up, traded back down to a fair value gap, and was expanding up again, right? So this right here shows you that the algorithm was not done going up quite yet, right? Because it wasn't going into a distribution, right? It wasn't going into a distribution once it came above this high. It was continuing to stretch out, right? And then it just ran out of time, right? Because if you look here, it was still stretching out. And when it left this fair value gap and this new day opening gap, it went to consequent encroachment of this fair value gap, right? Backed off into there, and then it was taken off again. It just ran out of time. Well, Tim, where was it going? Remember our old friend? What did we say it does? When it's going up the matrix, it looks for a mitigation block first. It looks for a breaker. It looks for a fair value gap. It looks for an order block. It looks for a rejection block. It looks for an old high or old low, right? So as it was going through, it didn't see a mitigation block. As it was going through, it didn't see a breaker. As it was going through, it saw a fair value gap, right? It saw a fair value gap. And what did it do? It touched the fair value gap. It paused, and then it continued to go up, right? And then an order block, right? What's the order block's job? To block price, to keep it from going through, right? Now, this is a weekly, right? This is a weekly order block, right? This is a weekly order block that we was looking at, right? So when we go back down to, now I said a weekly order block. This is a daily order block right here that we're looking at, right? So as we're coming back up, right? These are daily candles. As we're coming back up, right? We get here to this daily fair value gap right there that we created. We get to that daily fair value gap, consequent encroachment, respect it, right? We respect it. And then it comes back down and closes below consequent encroachment, showing respect, okay, on the close. Then it opened up the next trading session, right? Let's go back down to a 5-minute candle, right? Opened up the next trading session, put some meat on the bone right there, right? Opened up on the next trading session there, gapped up above the high, traded up here, right? Above it, right? Let's go ahead and put some more meat on. I'm just going to put it all the way out. Yes, go all the way out right there. Okay. Now let's get here. Right? So open up the next session, right? Make a high, come down, trade inside this new day opening gap, respecting it, right? Take off to the upside, take out the buy side, okay? Come back down, don't take out that low, right? We push up, come above the 25% lower quadrant of that wick inside of that order block, right? Anytime we're exceedingly bearish, right, you want to see it respect the 25% and definitely respect consequent encroachment, right? Get to the 25%, right? This is a new day, right? Notice where we start the new day at. We start the new day back down below yesterday's low, right? This is the start of the new day for the trading day. This is true day. This is the start of the new day for the algorithm, right? We start the new day down below yesterday's high, right? We trade up here to that 25%, right? We drop down, take out sell side right there, right? After going up, taking out the buy side. So we take out our buy side, come down, take out our sell side, right? And then when we come over here, coming into a certain time, right? Let's look at the time over here. Okay, so this is midnight. This is, let's do it like this right here. Let me put the London. Okay, it's already there. All right. Okay, it's already there, right? So during time and price. So the start of the algorithmic day, right? We go up, right? We take out the Friday day's high, manipulate out, right? Go into the London. The London trades up, get a break in market structure, right? Above there. Then we go to that quadrant and get a nice shorting opportunity back down during the London, right? That's during the London. Okay, nice. Why? Because we were in a sale program and we was up here at a daily order block looking for a reason to sell. Why we look for a reason to sell? Because we have come back to a premium, right? That line right there is a premium inside our bearish dealing range that we had established coming in with last week. We established our bearish dealing range coming into last week. Okay. I mean, after last week. Okay. So during the London, we trade up, right? Nice shorting opportunity during the London. Then we move over here, coming into the New York kill zone, right? Coming into the New York kill zone. We go up, right? And when we go up here, what I forgot to mention this over here for during the London, right? During the London, we came up above. Who know what this is right here? Who know what that buy side liquidity is right there? Somebody tell me what that buy side liquidity is there.
That's the London high. No, Asian high.
There you go. There you go. I ain't got my thing open, but y'all know what it is. Right? Got an Asian high right there. We took out a prior session's high, right? So let's look at this right here. We're coming into a new session, right? What do we say if we're coming into a new week? What two levels do we look at first? If we're coming into a new week, we look at what? What two levels? The prior week's what?
High and low.
High and low.
So okay. We're coming into a new session. So what are we going to look at? We're going to look at the prior sessions, high and low. All right. Coming into a new session. We're bearish. Coming into a new session. We want to see a manipulation of buy side first so that we can sell back down to the sell side. Coming into the London kill zone. We take out the buy side. We hit an anticipatory reactionary point at that upper quadrant, right? We start to break down. We spike up. We drop down, retrace back up. There's your opportunity back to the low, right? Let it establish a range going into the new, whatever it is. Look at your range. If it manipulates when you're bearish, meaning go to the buy side, look for your opportunity to short and look at the sell side, right? Coming into the New York session, look back. When we come into the New York kill zone, we're inside the London range. So we're focusing on the London high and the London low, right? What do? We manipulate out the London high. We break down, we drop down, take out the low, right? There you go right there. That's a nice pre-market move, right? Now, they gave you a pre-market move and it gave you a after 9:30 move because this is pre-market, manipulate out the high, right? And take out the low. And then we've set up a bearish dealing range. So then when the market opened up, what did? We spiked up one more time. And where did we go? Where do we go? Back to that London high. But But Tim, we had already taken it. I know that. The algorithm knows that too. But what did the algorithm do? It went back to that high. Why? Because the algorithm knows that's the high from the previous session. That's my point of interest, if you will. And since it's already been taken in the pre-market, I'm going to refer back to that price, but I'm not going to take that high because that high has already touched my anticipatory reactionary point. It's already established my bearish dealing range, and I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. So I'm going to come back to my point of interest, which is my prior session high, and I'm going to drop it like it's hot. This stuff really works, man. This stuff really works, man. Hey, man, I spent a lot of time talking about the Smart Money manuscript, but we just went through and looked at price and saw how the things that we talked about on the higher time frame yesterday, we just talked about it yesterday. It's still be fresh in your minds. We're coming into a new week. We look at our prefabricated dealing range. Based off this dealing range, we're in a sale program. I want to go back to a premium. We went back to a premium yesterday. I have a bearish order block. I'm looking for reasons to sell inside this bearish order block because it's in a premium of my dealing range. So I go into my lower time frames and I'm looking for the same signatures. I'm looking for the same signatures that I saw, right? And what signatures are those, right? And moving back to a premium, manipulating out buy side, right? And then give me something to sell off of, right? Give me something to sell off of. Here, I can sell off a change in the state of delivery if I want to. I can sell off a retracement back to a fair value gap if I want to. I can sell off to a retracement back to a breaker if I want to, right? Manipulate out and give me something to sell off of in the premium, right? Over here, manipulate out and give me something to sell off of in the premium. I can sell off of a change in state delivery. I can sell off of a bearish order block, right? I can sell off of whatever this is right here. I can sell off of trading back to a fair value gap, right? Whatever your method is, right, of entering, you just look for the same signatures that you just brought from the higher time frame. I rest my case. Does anybody have anything for me? Any questions? Shout out Lamar with the 9th generation iPad. Tim, how do you know Lamar got a 9th generation iPad? Because it say Lamar's iPad 9th generation on the screen right there. I don't hear nobody say it. Sherwin, you got something? If Sherwin got something, we'll stay on here. If Sherwin ain't got nothing, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. You got something, Sherwin?
He said he was good.
Oh, Sherwin good.
Okay, yeah.
Sherwin good, so we good. Sherwin ain't even say he was good. Sherwin on the phone. I heard Sherwin in the background on the phone when you just unmuted.
Yep.
All right, man, that's it. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with your boy, man. Like I said, Smart Money manuscript dropping tomorrow, right? Gang, I already DM'd everybody who I needed to DM. Tomorrow my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Y'all say happy birthday to me. You feel me? You know, like I say, man. Look at cake. Who dropped them cakes in there? Somebody dropped some cakes in there. I appreciate that, Earl. Earl said it was a great session, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the happy birthday, too. Earl said it was a great session. Hey, tomorrow is August 6th. There will be no tape reading stream tomorrow, Diamond members. No tape reading stream tomorrow. I'm taking my birthday off. There will be no price action recap tomorrow. I'm taking my birthday off. There will be no monthly lecture for the Diamond members. We're doing the monthly lecture Thursday. evening at 7. I'm taking tomorrow off the entire day. I'm looking forward to waking up and seeing all those that partake in the Smart Money manuscript. I have been researching more and more on WAP, and it looks like they have a live feature through the app or on the website itself. And y'all already know what that means. If they have a live feature in WAP, y'all can look forward to some Smart Money manuscript pop-up sessions. You can look forward to some Smart Money manuscript pop-up sessions. If it allows me to go live through the WAP thing in there, through the Smart Money manuscript, hey, from what I can see, it's got a way to go live in there. So if I can go live, y'all already know I like to interact with the folk. I like to interact with people. Yeah. So if that work out, y'all can look forward to some Smart Money manuscript pop-up sessions. And what we'll utilize those for is like, hey, whenever I do a pop-up, you know what I'm saying? If you got questions about the lectures that you're in now, ask those questions. You know what I'm saying? Now don't be in there and you on lecture 3 and you asking me questions about lecture 15. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'll be able to see where you at. I'll be able to see your progress. You feel me? It's not it's launching tomorrow. Somebody say I don't see Smart Money manuscript on my WAP. It's launching tomorrow, right? It's launching tomorrow on the 6th. You'll be able to see it on the 6th, and there will be a link. I'll send out a link in the Discord. There'll be a link in the description of my videos starting tomorrow. Right, starting tomorrow. There'll be a link in the description of my videos, and I'll send out a link inside the Discord. If y'all know somebody who might benefit from it, right? Share the link with them. Be like, hey, check this out. This is something that, you know what I'm saying? I think it'd be beneficial to you. You ain't got to be a day trader, somebody that sit in front of the computers. You know what I'm saying? Cause like before, y'all, I don't know if y'all remember, but one of the other sneak peeks that we did, I showed how you go in and figure out the exact number that you need for your retirement. We looked at how to go to the page to see how much your SSA benefits saying that you're going to have based off all the working you've been doing over your whole life. Then we looked at how to go and get a retirement calculator, and we put it in and say, okay, based off of how much you got in savings, how much your Social Security say you're going to get, how much you know what I'm saying? You put all that into the calculator, and they'd be like, the first year you need to save $10,000 and increase it by the inflation rate every year up until this age right there. We've talked about all of that. All that is in the Smart Money manuscript, right? So if they don't want to be a day trader, it's good information out there that's dealing with all things financial. Like, got stuff on there, talk about budgeting, talk about taxes, talk about it's something for everybody. You ain't just got to be a day trader or all that right there. You know, share it with somebody who you think will, you know what I'm saying, benefit from it, right? And the reason why I'm talking about it so much is because I don't be putting no money into ads. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to help those who God want me to help. So I ain't wasting no money putting it into ads. I put it together. I put a reasonable price on it. And you know what I'm saying? If God lead them to my page, or if he worked through y'all to share it with them, then they'll find it, right? I'm just out here trying to find the people that God want me to find. You know what I'm saying? Walking by faith, not by sight. All right? With that, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, man. Again, if this was your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, welcome. And for everybody else, y'all know what it is, man. Thank you for always tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. I am Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. y'all see it, Aranya Grande. That's just me. Man, my mic in the way. Aranya Grande, That's just me, Big Spot of you on Hablo Espanol. Y'all be easy, man, and I'll see y'all Thursday. Gone.